So a couple things. When you get near finished, okay, what you're going to want to do is get rid of any smudge marks you have. Now I got some erasers. They're called Magic Rub erasers. They look like this, and they're white, although this one is a Magic Rub and it's just really dirty. So if it's really dirty, what you can do is you can just rub it on the table, and that usually kind of cleans it up a little bit. So anyhow, I've got these Magic Rub erasers. They're in a drawer over here, and they work great for getting rid of smudges that are in the background that you don't want. So when you are done with this today, what you're going to be doing is I would take it over on that table that's near the window over there. I would take a nice photo of it, and then you're going to load that into Google Slides. Once you do that, you've handed it in. Do you understand? But it has to be a good photo. So don't do it like right now it's pretty dark in here, okay? So you can either take it over there, or you could take it 2 rooms over and turn the lights on and just lay it on the table in there and take a picture, okay? But what you do, when you take a picture, what you don't want to do is have your camera like right over the top, and you can see like right now my hand is creating a shadow on top of this picture here. Okay, so I don't want my camera right over the top of that. So now, couple things. This is just a project that a student did a year or 2 ago, and they left it behind. So I'm just going to fix a couple things on it. First of all, this cone here, it's a little bit hard to even see the cone because the edge isn't very defined. So on this particular one, what I would probably do here would be to, probably enhance like this edge here of this object that's right behind here. In order to make this stand out, I'm just going to put a little line right here with a sharp tip, and then I'm going to bring it into here so that it definitely, this object behind, you can see that that definitely is behind the other object. And it helps define the edge of that cone there, okay? And now over here, I might do the opposite. So maybe here, I'm going to make this edge really dark right there, because this is the darker edge, and then fade this over here so I can see a difference between the box that's behind this cone and the cone itself. So these little things like this really make a big difference. Like right now I can see the cone, whereas before it was a little bit harder to see that cone. Now down here it gets lost a little bit. So what I need to do is make a decision. So my decision is, okay, do I want to make the background darker, or do I want to make the cone darker? Okay? So in this case, I think what I'm going to do is, since this is the dark shadowed area, I'm going to purposely make the background here just a little bit darker and fade that away into here. And the same thing here. That way, I've just defined the edge of that cone much better than it was before. Do you understand? So really, when you watch, how long did that take me? 30 seconds? Less than that, 15 seconds? 15 seconds makes a big difference, okay? I'll say this, there's a saying I really like, and it's right up there on the board. It's right up there behind me on the left there. The difference between good and great is a little extra effort, and I truly believe that, okay? Some of you guys are doing really good drawings, and all those little things like this turn a really good drawing into a great drawing. It's that little thing, okay? Now, next, when you get this done, obviously you can take your eraser and you can erase anything. Now I got these too. This is called an eraser shield. And once in a while I use this, like for example, if I'm trying to erase something and I don't want to erase the object that's there, I'll put the eraser shield down like this to protect that thing, okay? This also has little slots in it. And what the slots are for, sometimes you might want to erase a line or something. Like for example, I might want to get rid of that little line that's on that cone. So what I'll do is I'll kind of go like this. I can see the line that's right in between here, and then I can erase that little line. So this is a thing I use once in a while if I really think I need it. I don't rely on it a ton, but once in a while there's a purpose for it. Okay, now this is going to be your assignment, and this will be due next class. So today is Thursday. You won't be back in here till Monday, so you got 4 days to do it, okay? So this is what we're going to do. You're going to do this drawing here. Okay? And you might say, oh, that drawing looks hard. Yeah, it is hard. It's a little bit difficult because it's kind of an unusual thing. Now, the reason I'm having you do this is because all these assignments add up. Okay? Like what we're doing now forces you to look at values that are, like, for example, you might have an orange box in front of you, and you have to decide, is that orange box really dark? Is it medium? Is it light? And so on. So it forces you to look at values. Okay? This is forcing you to look at values, but it's also forcing you to examine how metal looks, okay? So metal has these things like, for example, when I looked at like, I'll just grab something here. Like this little cylinder, it's wood. The wood's not shiny, okay? So because the wood's not shiny, I don't have these reflective areas in it. But in metal or hard plastic or something like this, you're gonna get these, see these reflecting areas? Like look at these reflections that are in there. Now this is a blue container, okay? But if I was to turn this into black and white, you can see some of these streaks in here would be white, okay? And some of these areas like up in here would be black, and these would be really dark gray, okay? But we're looking at, I already got this is already black and white, so you don't have to worry about what value things, ooh, I dripped a little water on there. Okay, so what I want you to do is draw this thing in your sketchbook. You can draw it about the size it is, okay? So start with line drawings and then add the values. But look at some of these chrome areas up here where it's black and then suddenly there's a white circle. But then you have other areas where it kind of gradually goes from dark to medium. But I'm always comparing things. Like I'm just gonna point to something right now and you guys tell me a number. So once again, if 1 is white and 10 is black, okay? What would the number right here be? Right there. Is it closer to black or closer to white? It's kind of in the middle, right? So it might be a 4 or a 5. If I pointed right to here, what number would that be? Probably a 9 or a 10. It'd be really dark. If I pointed right to here, what do you got? It's like a 1. Okay, so I'm constantly comparing things. Now, if I just looked at this area, I might be deceived and say that's a 1. But when I compare this area to that area, I can see that it's not a 1. It's probably about a 3 or 4. Do you guys understand that? Okay, now another thing you can do when you're drawing this. When I'm drawing this, I can put some lines on here. And I want you to actually do that. So this is what I mean. You can see these are basically spheres that are connected here. So this is like a circle, and that's almost like a circle, but then it just kind of comes off here. But when I'm drawing this, for example, if I put a line straight down here, I can see that this sphere is just beyond the tip of that thing, okay? If I drew a line straight across the top, that kind of tells me that this circle goes over that line and goes over that line. So what I'm gonna do when I start drawing this, you know, I will, I'll just probably start with some object, like maybe I'll start with this point right here. So maybe I'll start with this point, and let's just try that one. Kind of running out of space here, but I got to zoom out just a little bit because I'm a little too close. Okay, so maybe I start with that little point that's coming out on this angle, this little cone-like shape that's right there. So I start with that, okay? That's this thing here. Then I might draw a line straight across, and I might say, okay, you can see this cylinder, this sphere is almost touching that. So it's about in here. So I'm going to kind of draw that circle. Okay? Now it looks funny when I do it like that. It looks like, is that what I'm really drawing? But really, we've got this coming off here, and that's kind of there. And then we've got this thing that swoops down, and then this is coming up this way. So you're going to start with line drawings to draw this, okay? And then you're going to add your values with your ebony pencil. You guys understand that, okay? Now, everything else that I've been giving you, these small assignments, they've been only worth 10 points. It's not a lot of points, okay? The thing you're doing now is worth about 75 points. So the drawing you're doing now is worth 75. So think about it. These little drawings like Abraham Lincoln, that was 10 points. That wasn't much, okay? This is worth 7 times Abraham Lincoln, what you're doing right now, okay? This is going to be worth 35 points, this drawing. And it's not that hard, but I really want you to do it perfect, because if you really concentrate on doing it right, you'll learn a lot, and you'll understand chrome better, and you'll understand metal better, and you'll see values better. So I'm really going to be kind of a stickler on you doing this right, because if you do this right, really, you've just accomplished something that's pretty big. Got that? And then that way later when we start doing like our pastel painting, see those things on the wall up there? That's what we're going to be doing later in the semester, okay? And the better you understand value and lines and how to show edges, the better you'll do on that painting, okay? I call it a painting even though it's pastel. So this is the drawing you're going to do. And if you're done right now with your other drawing, you could start on this right now because it's homework. You can get a lot done in class or whatever. And then next class, we're going to be starting on something a little bit different. Got that? So I'll hand this out to you. Take it home. And if you are done, you can start on it right now in your sketchbook. And the other thing, if you're done, erase any smudges. Take it over to the window or take it 2 classes over. Take a picture of it and then load it into Google Classroom. Google Slides. Got that? Okay. This assignment, we're not going to be handing it in, the one you're doing right now. This is mostly, it's an assignment designed for you to draw a certain way, and if you did a good job on this, you've just elevated yourself to another level. Okay? Any questions about that? So that's it.